All right, we are joined on the dais by head coach Diane Richardson of Temple, Amaya Oliver, and Tarryiona Gary. Coach, why don't we start with some general comments from you, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I thought it was a hard-fought game. We followed the scout. I'm really proud of our young ladies that followed the scout, and we came out with a win today.
All right, we'll start in-house here with questions. Raise your hand, please, and we'll get a microphone to you. When the microphone comes, please state your name and affiliation.
Maria McElwain, Philadelphia Inquirer. So a lot's been kind of made of the redemption arc against Rice. You guys got knocked out by them last year, and you're facing them again. How important is it to kind of stick with your script, like you said, which kind of helped cause today?
Yeah. Well, obviously Rice is a really good team, and they did this last year, and so they're playing really, really hard. We've got to be able to come out and follow our scout as well. We want to get to the championship, and we want to win the championship, and we get to see Rice tomorrow, and we've got to follow our scout and do what we need to do to get a win.
Anyone else in-house? Right here in the front row. Give us your name and affiliation.
Yeah, Jason Nieves, Temple News. Just want to ask the fast start. Scored 11 straight before they even scored anything, and just the continued defensive effort led to the offense. What else went into that? I know it's an obvious question, but what makes the defense so strong?
Well, we knew that our defense was going to carry us today, but what we wanted to add to that was to get out and start strong. And we jumped out and scored some baskets, and then we stopped them. And that was our game plan, is to start strong, but to play some tough defense.
Hi, Coach. Tyler Blankenship, WHIP Sports. Can you speak to the versatility of your team between your Oliver and your forwards and your guards? What it seems like, no matter what the matchup is, it seems like you guys can adjust and just kind of get what you need to do, especially today, with the points in the paint and the defense.
Yeah, we've got some great players here, obviously, and they are very versatile. And we knew that coming into this game. Charlotte had some really athletic guards, and we knew that in order for us to be able to play with them, our post would have to be able to be agile and be able to switch on some screens too, and they did just that. So, hats off to Charlotte and the coach, Tamika Reed, who's a very good friend of mine and a sorority sister. But, our team was victorious today.
Right here, Coach.
This is for mostly the players, but Amaya, it seemed like you had a huge role in kind of keeping everything steady in the second quarter when shots weren't falling. What were kind of some of your conversations with your teammates, and what was the locker room like at halftime too?
Yeah, going into the locker room, we just knew we had to throw the first punch, just like we did in the first quarter. Even when shots are not falling, we always have to rebound. We emphasize offensive rebounding, and so that's where I kind of came in and make sure that I was a presence there on the boards.
Oh, you want me?
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, before the game, I just spoke to my teammates, and I was just like, we know we're the best team in this conference, but we have to prove that every time it's up on the court. So in order to do that, we just had to come out, play hard defense, get Charlotte riled up, and we knew it was going to translate to the offensive end, and I feel like that's where we were able to make our money and just be present in the game.
I do have a follow-up, if that's
Sure.
okay. You guys have a lot of experience. Tarryiona, you have it here. Amaya, you have it elsewhere. How important is it to have different, a diversity in perspectives from transfers from people who've been with the program for several years?
I feel like it's really important as far as coming into our system. We play a fast-paced system, so of course the coaches are going to recruit players who fit this style of basketball, and we just know we have to play to our role, and I feel like that's exactly what we just did. Everybody played a good part in their role and just being a good teammate and just being who they are on the court. So.
We're going to have a question on the right here in the back.
James Urban, WHIP Radio. And the size difference was pretty clear, and you talked about the game plan, Coach Rich, but I wanted to ask you, Amaya, did you know that you were going to have an opportunity today because, you guys were way bigger than Charlotte going into the game plan? Did you know that you were going to have a big opportunity for a big game today?
Going into the game, Not necessarily, but once I saw how they were playing, how they kind of went into that 1-3-1 zone, and I kind of got a feel for it, then I did catch on to it immediately. I was like, yeah, it's a mismatch back here. And then once I caught on, then I just tried to make myself more of a presence.
Another one? Okay, right back here. And then over here.
Coach, a lot has been made of your, again, equal opportunity offense. When you see different players have amazing days, like Amaya, like some days it's Tarryiona, some days it's Tiara, how does that feel to have your kind of philosophy working?
Yeah, it's great because not only do we expect them to be able to score, because our thing is giving them confidence. And I'm really, really confident in them, and I want them to be confident in themselves. And so this equal opportunity offense allows everybody to be a star, and we want everybody to be a star. And it's hard to defend 5 people. You can't double team anybody because you can get scoring from everybody.
Follow up to that, Amaya, have you experienced that at your previous stops before?
As far as getting everybody involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that you want to feed the hot hand. If somebody's knocking down shots, we're going to try to get you the ball. And so I think that has carried on throughout my career, and it's worked. You want to feed the hot hand. And everybody's capable of scoring on our team. So.
Another question over here on the right.
You talk about the capability of scoring, but also the capability on defense. And what does that kind of mean, coach, to just kind of have that flexibility where you can, trust someone like Savannah Curry to come off the bench and, the defensive intensity not drop off?
Yeah, and that's the thing. We want to pride ourselves on our defense, and so we spend time on that in practice. The good thing about our defense is it's team defense, and the trust that they have in their teammates. If somebody gets a blow by, they know they trust their teammate to have their back, and trusted each other on these switches today too.
Tarryiona, you knocked down 3 threes today. How big is that for your confidence throughout this week? And just throughout tomorrow against Rice, that's going to be big for the team this week?
Yes, that's really big for my confidence. And not just mine, just my teammates as well, because I know they expect me to knock those shots down. And I know if I'm getting going early, that's a good start for us, and that's just going to carry on throughout the whole entire game. So I just try to do what I do best, and that's hit shots.
Chuck, we have any questions on Zoom?
We'll give the folks on Zoom an opportunity. If you have a question on the Zoom, please raise your hand, and we will take the question. All right, I think we're good.
Anyone else inside? All right, Coach.
Thanks so
Ladies,
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, to the right. To the right. This way.